honestly, like, hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya lalampasan. She was really present eh. Talagang medyo wasak na wasak ako. No? Right now, nandun ako sa process na hindi ko ma-pinpoint ano ba talaga yung nawawala sa akin. Pero alam ko malaki. Sometimes, like, it really hits you.
Mainit na usapin ngayon ng Soji Bill. What do you want them to know about it?
I'm seeing stuff like, napaka-entitled namin, di ba?
May mga
You see that,
ganun.
napaka-entitled. Nabibigyan na nga kayo ng karapatan. Sorry, anong karapatan yung sinasabi niyo? I have been building a life with my wife. Sana, kahit paano, hindi rin kami pigilan to exercise our rights to protect the family that we have built. Yun lang naman yun eh.
If it is a celebration at the same time, I think this is going to be one of the toughest concerts for you to do
Oh yeah.
because ito yung first concert na wala na si Mami.
Oh yeah. Pag iniisip ko nga, honestly, like, hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya lalampasan. She was really present eh. From the beginning hanggang sa dulo. Like, even kahit maliliit na gigs, nandun siya. So, the first gig na ginawa ko, talagang medyo wasak na wasak ako. No?
Paano yun? Paano ka nakabalik uli sa pagkanta?
Noong una kasi parang isip ko, should I talk about it? Alam mo yan, parang, kasi di ba people went to the show to have a good time. Parang, so parang, should I even talk about what I'm feeling? Pero parang, I decided to just sing a song for her.
Or anong kanta?
Everything I Own. That's her favorite song. Like, pag may gig ako, alam ko yun yung inaabangan niya parate.
Natapos mo yung kanta?
Walang, oo, natapos ko pero ngawa ako talaga. As in, iyak ako, sobra.
Gaano katagal bago ka uli tumanggap ng show after she passed away? No?
June 27, nawala si Mama.
Ang recent
July
pa.
1 siya krinimate. July 5 may show na.
Ha? 5 days? Wala pang 40 days si Mama mo.
Wala pa. Nag-9th day si Mama. The day after my first show. Ako kasi talaga, na-train ako ni Ermat na talagang the show must go on eh. Feeling ko rin, if hindi ako nag-show, parang I'm also dishonoring my mom. Parang may ganung feeling.
You said in your post that you felt like you lost
A big part.
a
Yeah.
big part of who you are.
Yeah.
Ano yung nawala kay Aiza ngayon?
Right now, nandun ako sa process na hindi ko ma-pinpoint ano ba talaga yung nawawala sa akin. Pero alam ko malaki. Sometimes, like, it really hits you. Before, I really enjoyed the quiet. But now that when she passed, parang ayoko ng tahimik. Sometimes, when it's too quiet, like, you feel the void.
Ramdam mo yung wala na yung presence. Nung nanay, iba yung nanay eh.
Oh yeah, iba yung
Ibang
nanay. Iba yung nanay.
The most important audience sa crowd, wala doon. Kaya siguro ito yung pinakamahirap.
And it's the first. It's the first. I think the firsts are the hardest. Like, the first birthday, the first Christmas. Because I went through that with my dad. And then this one naman with my mom. So parang,
So if there's one thing that you will never forget about your mom na natutunan mo sa kanya, ano yun?
siya yung nagtaas ng standards ko sa lahat. Hindi lang sa performance, pero sa tao. Standards kung paano ko makitungo at paano ako pakikitunguhan. Yung respeto sa mga tao sa paligid ko. And siguro, yun yung pagiging professional sa work. And yung pagmamahal sa fans. She made me see the other side of things. I think yun yung pinaka-importante. The empathy. Yan, na yung mga fans mo, nasa ulanan yan, nasa araw, para lang makita ka. Ngumiti ka man lang. Alam mo yun.
Ang mga magulang laging ganyan na. Parang yung pagmamahal nila sa fans, parang sobra yung gratefulness nila. Kasi nakikita nila na, grabe, mahal na mahal nito yung anak ko.
Oo.
Eh ako lang yung dati nagmamahal sa anak ko. Ngayon meron ng maraming taong nagmamahal. So, yung kung paano nila pakitunguhan, talagang nandyan si Mami all throughout your 38 years in the business. From transitioning to Aiza,
There's so many transitions
The
of my
child
life.
star to
Sino mo maniniwalang ako magkaka-love team? Alam mo?
with Spencer. Yun, di ba? Oh, di ba? Nung lumabas yung pagdating ng panahon, ayos ka na nun.
Ay, hindi pa. I mean, Aiza pa rin siya. Kahit naman nung bata ako, I knew. I already knew.
Yung gumaganong ka.
Gumagano ako, oh.
Ano na yon?
Alam mo yung hindi mo lang siya malagyan ng label?
Pero ano sinasabi sa akin yan? Tito Joey.
Ano sabi niya?
In-interview ko siya eh.
Oo, sabi niya.
Pinag-drawing ka daw niya.
Oo.
Di ba siya mahilig?
Oo, mahilig siya.
Magko-collect siya ng drawing ni Sharon Cuneta. Sabi niya,
ibang tao.
naalala ko may drawing pa ako sa'yo. Yung basta bibigyan kanya ng papel, tapos pagdo-drawing. At dinrawing mo daw nung 4 years old ka sa kanya, kaya naramdaman na niya na ice ka inside. Barel. Ba't ito dinrawing nito? Baril.
Oo, as in talaga yun na favorite ko laruan. Baril.
Oo.
Tapos mahilig ako sa mga action films. Talagang naka-outfit ako sundalo. Talagang yan.
Alam na rin ng mami mo yun nung time na yun?
I'm sure
Nakikita
alam
na
niya. I'm sure alam niya. It's just that, alam mo yun, parang especially that time, 80s yan eh. So talagang tabu. Hindi mo pwedeng pag-usapan yan.
Hindi ganun ka-open katulad ngayon.
Oh yeah, ang layo. Sobrang layo.
So, nung 2000 pagdating ng panahon, yun yung biggest comeback mo.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Aiza.
Mm.
May struggle ba nung time na yun?
Oo, kasi at that time, I wasn't really ready to
Come out?
come out yet. Or let people in. Alam mo naman dito sa atin, yung parang lagi kang tinatanong, so ano, tomboy ka ba? Parang, who would be comfortable to say, opo. Di ba?
Hindi, pero tinatanong ka ba ng ganun noon?
Oo. And,
Sa press con?
Press con, interviews, sa TV.
Direktang tomboy ka ba?
Oo. Kaya nga, biglang lumabas eh. Kasi, na-interview ako noon sa isang show na tinanong ako. And then, at that time, I remember I neither denied nor confirmed. Nagsabi lang ako na, wala namang masama if, alam mo yun, basta hindi ko sinabing opo o hindi. Parang ganun. Pero nung na-edit siya, parang it came out as if I said yes. At that time, I was promoting na pagdating ng panahon. So, sobrang kinabahan talaga ako noon. Kasi parang, syempre, umaasa ka na kahit paano because of this song, medyo babalik ka sa industry or, you know, kahit paano may kilala ka ulit ng mga tao, biglang ganun yung nangyari. So, parang takot na takot ako noon talaga. Doon din ako nagkaroon ng realization na kaya naman din pala na kahit magpakatotoo ka sa sarili mo. Because, I mean, the people didn't care. They loved the song. Despite of anong itsura ng kumakanta, sino yung kumakanta, they loved it. Sabi ko, pwede pala. And siguro yun yung naging driving force ko. Sabi ko, gagalingan ko. So yun yung tininabaho ko talaga. I made sure na hindi ko lang gagalingan sa craft ko, pero gagalingan ko bilang tao. Alam mo yun? Kasi gusto ko, dahil magaling ka, indispensable ka. Kakailanganin at kakailanganin ka nila.
You went through 17 years of depression?
Yeah, I was diagnosed. Ngayon ko lang din na-realize na growing up pala in the limelight, meron ding mga factors na affect din sa akin. My dad was working. I basically took care of everybody else.
Naging breadwinner ka?
Yeah, at 3. So siguro yun, parang it's having to be responsible for a lot of people.
So, paano mo minamanage yun? Kasi as a performer, hindi ba yun nakaka-affect sa'yo when you go on stage? When
You
you're...
know what's weird? Siguro nga dahil lumaki ako performing, I'm at my most comfortable when I'm on stage. Inisip ko din una kung bakit. Pero siguro kasi, like, when I'm on stage, I don't have to explain myself to anyone. And it's okay to feel. Alam mo, it's okay to feel. If you're mad, pwede mo ilabas sa kanta. Alam mo, when you're sad, ilabas mo sa kanta. Makakatulong pa sa performance mo, mas magaling ka pa. Yeah. Pero sa real life, pag sinabi mo itong mga ganito sometimes, di ba? Parang baka maka-hurt ka. So parang mas guarded ako in real life. Mas may walls ako.
Grabe, no? Sa 38 years, iba-iba na yung pinagdaanan ng transition sa career mo and your personal life. Tapos, 2016, you were appointed as chairperson of the National Youth Commission
Yeah.
by PRRD. So, paano yun? Ibang challenge yun. From performing to being a chairperson ng National Youth Commission.
Yeah, ibang challenge siya kasi syempre ito mas rigid in terms of like tayo kasi we own our time eh, di ba?
Pero nakita mo yung difference ng showbiz and politics. Ano mas mahirap?
Mas hindi ko nagustuhan ng politics. Hindi ko maintindihan yung kailangan mo mag-kiss ass dun sa ibang politiko
Oo.
para lang mabigyan ka ng budget para sa public. Parang,
Para sa
bakit?
proyektong gagawin mo.
Kaya nga tayo na sa public service para mag-serve, di ba? Bakit kailangan kong,
So 1 year and a half lang, tapos nag-step down ka. Dahil,
depression. It would have been good. It would have been fine siguro if I felt like I was doing something with purpose.
anong mission and vision mo during that time for the youth?
Siyempre, education, number one. Mabigyan sila ng tamang tools. Parang sa mga anak lang natin, di ba? Tayo bilang mga magulang, kailangan natin mabigyan yung mga anak natin ng tamang tools para paglaki nila, equipped sila. Paano mo sila mabibigyan ng tamang tools kung ang dami pa rin kakulangan doon sa paligid nila? Pag pumupunta ako sa mga iba-ibang mga lugar, a lot of kids there, alam mo yun, para lang makapasok sila. Isang oras papunta, isang oras pabalik. Or minsan nga worse, like iba, conflict area pa. Paano sila makakapag-aral kung ang dami ng mga lugar na wala talagang teachers? As in, ang daming problema. So parang, paano mo susolusyonan to? You can only urge agencies. You can only urge. Sabi ko, oh my gosh. Alam mo yun? So parang, I got really frustrated.
Meron kang dream, vision, mission, but for you to execute that, yun yung real challenge.
Yeah. I stepped down because I felt like I'd be cheating the youth, the young people, if I stay because I know I can't give my 100% anymore.
Mainit na usapin ngayon ng SOGI bill.
I support that. We've been very vocal about supporting.
May mga members ng LGBTQ na hindi sila in favor of SOGI bill. What do you want them to know about it?
Kasi akala nila, when you say SOGI bill, it's just for the LGBTQIA+ community. But when you understand what SOGI is kasi, that goes for all of us. So ang sinasabi lang dito kasi ay hindi ka pwedeng ma-discriminate based on
Your gender.
your SOGI. So SOGI is sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. I think SOGI kasi it eliminates those na ma-judge ang isang tao, hindi mabibigyan ng equal treatment ang isang tao based on what they look like and who they are. Siguro ako din, like for other advocates din, may fatigue na tayo sa mga bashing, alam mo yun? And sometimes, kung may fatigue ka na at may trauma ka sa bashing, hindi lang ng mga ibang tao, pero sometimes within your own family, you tend to be very defensive about it. But I really feel that if kaya lang natin to be more assertive but in a way that will help people understand what it's really about, then I think we can achieve that goal eh. Like, eto lang. Lisa and I did a play for Pride Month. It's called Choosing. Basically, loosely based siya sa story namin and different stories of LGBTQIA couples. Kaya doon ako naniniwala sa power of stories. Kasi kapag nandun lang tayo sa sound bites, if hindi natin iti-take yung conversation to a deeper level, talaga magkakaroon ng resistance. But when you tell stories to people, like yun, like with Choosing, may audience kami doon na hindi ko makakalimutan. So they went to that show because they thought it was an Ice Sigero show, like a gig. So akala nga nila yung Choosing daw is like a new song. Hindi nila alam na it's a play, na it's about the LGBTQIA community. And then after kasi ng play, meron kaming talkback. So itong talkback na to, parang we get feedback from the audience, etc. Sabi niya, and he's a straight guy. Kasi may asawa. Sabi niya, alam mo, hindi ako kasama sa komunidad na to Pero hindi ko alam na ganyan pala yung pinagdadaanan yung araw-araw. So parang at that time, when he saw the story, he experienced it firsthand, nagkaroon siya ng empathy. Na siguro yun yung kulang din sa ating lahat, na parang just because you're not going through it, doesn't mean other people
Or not.
are not also. Siguro na iba yung mistake ng ibang tao. Akala nila, kapag napasa yung SOGI bill, karugtong nun yung civil union. Hindi, it's a totally different law. This one is anti-discrimination. This is a different one.
I guess it's the misinformation.
Yeah.
It's the lack of education on what the bill really is all about.
Yeah. I'm seeing stuff like, napaka-entitled namin, di ba?
Yung
You
mga
see that,
ganun.
napaka-entitled, nabibigyan na nga kayo ng karapatan. Sorry, anong karapatan yung sinasabi nyo? I have been building a life with my wife. Pero like you, okay, di ba? Halos magkapareho tayo. Pero yung bahay ninyo, nasa pangalan yung dalawa.
That's what you're pushing for.
Or, kunyari, let's say, di ba? Isa sa inyo, magkasakit.
Yeah.
Who gets to decide?
Yeah.
Kayo. I can't even adopt our daughter who I've brought up our daughter since she was 4. She's 17 now. So yun yung mga in-explain namin na okay lang po, naintindihan namin, of course, the Catholic Church, we can't get married there. And we don't even want to. Because I respect the church so much.
So, as a member of LGBTQIA, okay, I respect that we cannot get married sa church.
Of course. Of course. Diba? Kumbaga, sana kahit paano, hindi rin kami pigilan to exercise our rights to protect the family that we have built. Yun lang naman yun eh.
Yes. Maganda yung sinabi mo na nasa approach talaga
Yes.
and how we handle conversations.
Always.
You've been through so much. As a child star performer, you've experienced politics, getting married, having a family now. But when you go through challenges, like you said, 17 years, binabattle mo yung depression, paano nalalampasan?
Siguro, I always go by sa thinking na ganito. Walang binibigay na hindi ko kaya. So, kunyari, feeling ko ngayon hindi ko kaya. Upo muna ako and clear my thoughts. And, alam mo, nasa atin din yung solusyon eh. Sometimes lang talaga, kapag sobrang muddled at sobrang gulo ng utak mo, hindi mo siya nakikita. So, ako, yun yung parati kong sinasabi sa sarili ko, and even kay Liza, pag she's going through something, walang binibigay na hindi natin kaya. Kaya't kaya natin yan.
So if you think about it, you're still in the grieving
Oh yeah.
period.
Like what I said kanina, when I'm in the real world, I'm sometimes afraid to handle emotions. Like, as much as possible, I tend to, alam mo yan, close up and try not to feel things. But ngayon talaga consciously, like, if I'm feeling something, I will either express it to my wife or write about it. Or even if I'm alone, I cry. I reach out to friends. I try my best to understand what it is I'm going through. Parang I owe it to my mom and my dad. Kasi diba sabi nga nila, parang grief is the price of love. Eh. So parang kapag dinenay ko yung grief ko, it's like, ang duwag ko naman sa pagmamahal na meron ako sa kanila. So, if grief is the price of love, then yeah, so be it.
Being Ice is the new album. And then the title of the concert now is
Being
Ice.
Ice,
Kasi
that
yung
I've
una is Becoming Ice.
Yes.
If you were to explain what is it like being Ice,
Oh my gosh. I am also finding myself
at this stage of your
at
life?
this stage of my life. Especially with what happened to me, I've lost both parents. Tapos yun nga, isa pang medyo confusing na part on this kasi di ba marami sa atin na before sila mag-start ng work, meron talaga silang masasabing childhood na hindi naging komplikado because of work, because of all these many things. Wala akong matandaan. Like, sino si Ice? Sino
Before
si Ice
all of this.
Before all of this.
Kasi it started, you're already in it.
Yeah. So, I think Ice is finding himself right now. Hindi yung Ice na nakikita nyo sa TV or naririnig nyo kumakanta. Pero, sino si Ice sa mga moments na siya lang mag-isa?
It's going to be on September 12 and 13 sa Newport Performing Arts Theater,
Yes.
Pasay City. And when people go and watch your concert, ano yung gusto mong maramdaman nila?
Well, sa first night, gusto ko mag-enjoy talaga kayo. Like, because of what's happening now with me and my parents, di ba? Parang, okay, at least the first night, enjoy lang talaga tayo. Walang iniisip na kahit ano. But sa second night, which for me is more special, I want the audience to be with me as I am finding out who I am. And hopefully, with whatever you see, you still love me.
If you were to complete the sentence, being Ice is...
It's a journey. Being Ice is a journey.
Galing nyo na, 11 years.
12 together. Bukod pa dun sa una kami naglandian noong 2000.
Oo
1999
nga
to
pala.
2000. Oo. Kasi alam kong wala kayong gustong makasama kundi siya.
Lisa, talaga ka naman. Lisa, wala siyang ibang gusto makasama kundi ikaw. Ikaw na!